Welcome to our tub. Come on in. It's warm inside, and there's always room for more.
This podcast contains adult material and is intended for mature audiences only. If you're under 18, grab your rubber ducky and find another tub. This one's not for you. Hello and welcome back in the tub for episode 126. I'm Mr. Burgh.
And I'm Mrs. Burgh.
And this week, well, it's been a few episodes, so we're going to hop back into the swinger mailbox once again and, well, see what's happening there. And then a few other things on the agenda we'll talk about. But I think this episode's going to be a little more short and sweet. A lot of stuff coming up here this week. So why waste any more time? Let's hop into the mailbox.
Oh my God!
You've got mail.
You bastard!
All right, well, mailbox. And actually, I guess, before we do that, as we just came off of the Independence holiday weekend, hope everybody had a good weekend.
Hope all appendages remained intact.
Yes, all digits are still there if you blew shit up or were involved in any of that, as we were. A little bit of that. It was a long party day. So
a little bit of blowing shit up?
Yeah. So if you're following our social media, everybody I'm sure saw the pig that we had going for our festivities. So that's always a 10 to 11 hour process for me. Had that going. Did share some of our fireworks setup or entertainment setup at the end of the night. And yeah, everything went off without a hitch. Thanks to some good eyes at the end of the night that noticed the spent cakes that were thrown into the back of Mrs. Truck for me to dispose of. Catch fire.
Those eyes would be mine.
Yeah. So went from, hey, there's some smoke. Oh, there's a little bit too much smoke. Let's go and see. And yeah. Just a little bit of a fire in the bed of the truck. All is good. No problems. No issues. But yeah, it was a long day for us. And again, hopefully everyone enjoyed their festivities and day off week that kind of could have rolled into a extended long weekend with the way it fell on a Thursday. Some people yes, some people no. I'm the FNG at the office, so yeah, I had to go and do some work at the office and then the restaurant, but yeah, it's all good. So,
All right, where should we start?
mailbox. Let's take a look. First one. Boy, this is short, sweet, kind of doesn't really give much at all.
Very uninteresting. It just says, hey, how are you? My name is blank.
Yeah. If you're going to do it, at least give it some oomph. At least give it a try, I guess.
But where is that fine line between,
Yeah.
you
Yeah. This, that wasn't even the tip. I mean, hey, just the tip is one thing. This wasn't even like the tip. All right. Well, man, we started out with a real lame one. Shit.
All right. So next one.
Next one.
No profile picture.
No profile picture. And I mean, yeah, this is kind of given the tip, but in the wrong approach.
Do you want to or shall I?
Go for it.
Her ass is amazing. Multiple exclamation points. That needs eaten. Multiple exclamation points.
Okay.
And that's all it says. That's it.
No more, no less. That's like getting straight down to it. Mm-hmm. That literally is pass, go, and, I mean, that's not even collecting anything.
Nope.
Boy, two very unexciting messages so far. Man, I hope it gets better. So, let's go to this one. All right. And this looks like one, and we may have hit this one last time. I don't know. Because the first message is a month ago. Mm-hmm. And all it says is, hot pics! Exclamation point. Okay. Month later, just yesterday. Actually, just today. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, like really today as we record this, literally it came at 12:02 in the morning. It says, would love to meet you guys. At 12:02 in the morning. Mm-hmm. And this is a Sunday we're recording this. So that was Saturday evening.
Right.
What's that tell you? Does that tell you anything? Does that allude to anything?
Nothing better to do.
Struck out all over the place, and it's Saturday night. You're sitting at home with a chubby. And just in the kitchen world, throwing spaghetti against the wall to see if it's done. Mm-hmm. Throwing it against the wall to see if it sticks. I mean, okay, cool. I mean, yeah, great. Nothing else. No other information, no other, what are you guys about? Maybe he read the profile. Maybe he didn't. Maybe he read it and said, oh yeah, we're a perfect fit, but doesn't say any of that.
Right.
Hot pics and would love to meet. Okay.
Well, at least it does say you guys.
Yes. Yes. He didn't just single you out. Which does make me wonder if this person so is, and I'm going to go, nope, he is listed as straight. Mm-hmm. My wonder was, okay, well, is he listed as bi? So he did put both. All right. We're down to only two more.
Yep. That
actually went pretty quick. Yeah. They're guys are losing their luster here in the summertime. I'm a little disappointed. All right. Oh, here we go.
What? What does that even mean?
And exactly.
There's no other message history.
No, not at all. So this turns around and there is a picture, a selfie of a guy standing in front of a mirror, no shirt, and pulling his shorts down just to kind of show a little nether region, but nothing.
Right.
Yeah. So at least it's not a dick pic.
It's still kind of PG rated.
Yes, it is. But it's still like, wait a minute. This is what you lead with? And then the message below it. And again, there isn't any previous messages, anything. There's no history at all from this profile. The message says, guess not. Let me know if you change your mind. Huh? Change your mind about what? Where are we coming from? Mm-hmm. Really confusing.
And there's only one timestamp, so it's not like the picture was sent.
Yeah, literally sent the picture and the message together.
Like I could see if there was a difference in the timestamp, but there isn't.
Yeah, I could see if the picture came through like, a week, 2 weeks prior, and then that would make sense for a response like that. At the same
Right.
time, well, you just send a picture and, well, let me know if you change your mind.
I mean, guess not what.
Yeah. Change your mind about what? What are we talking about? I don't know.
Okay.
And it's definitely a bathroom because he's standing in front of a sink. Well, I tell you what, I'll give it to him. Like he did some shading on the outside and a little editing around the picture. But yeah, don't know.
All right.
All right. I guess we go to the last one. And this is a
So wait,
couple's
can you-
profile.
I was going to say, can you pull up that profile picture on there?
It is a couple.
Okay.
Yes. So this is a couple.
Mm-hmm.
It is an older couple, both in their mid-60s, both listed as bi-curious. We've not had any conversation with them, but I do see where they've looked at our profile here in the past.
Mm-hmm.
The message. And boy, we're back to the bum again. Boy, Mrs. Everybody's attracted to your bum.
Well, what can I say?
Yeah. And it says, would love, in all caps, to lick her ass and poke around it. Okay.
Poke
like-
what around it?
Yeah. Nice to meet you too. This right here, these two of them, it really makes me laugh because there was a meme that I saw earlier today on social media, and it was from one of the Back to the Future movies. And it was Marty McFly, and it just said, people licking ass in 2004. Ew. And underneath, it just said, you ain't ready for 2024. So we have two that are on the same level. Again, very short. There wasn't anything of,
Substance?
I was going to say anything of meat to grab into, but that was they were all guys with meat that wanted their meat grabbed, but they sure didn't give it a go team try. There was nothing really there for the most part.
I mean, who even says I like my ass eaten anyhow?
Yeah. There's nothing on a profile that talks about other than we don't do butt stuff.
Yoy.
So, again, interesting. Definitely lighter and less to dig into than we have had in the past.
I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, honestly.
I don't know either.
It's like a double-edged sword.
I don't know either. There is one other message in here, and it's from a couple. So, we'll kind of take a look at that and see where that falls. But, well, that's the only couple. Everything else was single men here, and that's where it is. And again, that went fast. And I'm just at a loss.
Mm-hmm. Well, and if we look at the list of who viewed us, that's pretty much like,
yeah. So the way it's broken down, as you can see the screen, it's rows of 5, and so per page, what does it say? There's 50 of them on the page. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's take a look, guys. So, out of 50, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 couples.
Yep.
out of 50. All the other ones are single men. And so I guess the question is that just what's surfing and looking through the site? Is that just what is, the guys are attracted to? Is it just your butt that's on the profile picture? So the question then, as again, are couples using these sites? Are couples continuing to use these sites as they have in the past? Is that slowing down? Are they finding matches and people elsewhere? Because that's not even 50%.
Right.
That is, so 20, that's just over 30%. It's like mid 30%. So 1 in 3 profile clicks come from couples who the profile states and shows, even before you click on it, on the sites that we're using, you can see what someone is into or looking for.
Right.
And is that something that is just bypassed? And is it just a major increase in an influx of singles? And in that case, couples are, again, moving elsewhere. So if you're a listener, let us know. We'd like to know, are you still active on lifestyle sites? Do you see them going away? Do you find yourself going elsewhere just because of what we see here? Just the amount of single males and or fake profiles.
Right.
Fudged profiles. We talk, and we have a spot in episodes in regards to Cassidy. Well, that vetting process really does kind of limit that. This site that we're talking about right now is not Cassidy, but I know that they talk about that. There is kind of that certification process.
Right.
To get rid of some of those, to do their best to get rid of the fake profiles. The single male profiles, you're never going to get, there are good ones that are part of the lifestyle. We've talked about that before. But at the sheer amount here that we're looking at is crazy.
Right.
And even as we look at some of these, some of the ones that sent emails, 20 miles away, yeah, not bad. 40 miles away, that's a little bit of a drive. 40 miles away.
There's a couple that are like 300 plus miles away.
Well, and I wonder if some of those are from back when we were traveling and, whether we were in Chicago or they might be traveling and coming into the area. So yeah, you can adjust that. I know this one, this profile right here, it's when we were in Chicago. So there is, as we travel or we're going to a convention or something, we will kind of throw out there.
Right.
And again, we'll get ones, hey, we're coming into the city. Or you guys want to grab a drink. So there is some of that where you get the distance.
Right.
But again, very interesting, just from my take and what I've seen in the mailbox today.
Or the profiles that are listed as a couple, but then...
and we've gone that route. And again, those fake couples. And that is why, again... from the Cassidy end, where they certify. You got to be certified. Someone that needs to certify you as a couple
And even some of these profile pictures on these single guy profiles make me laugh.
Well,
Like,
and
what makes you think that is a good first thing for somebody to see?
a good first impression. Yeah.
I mean, some of them, honestly, I'm like, I'm not even looking. Like,
Yeah. And everybody looks for something different, but at the same time, yeah, like try to be,
But there's still
show
some-
yourself.
I mean, it's a swinger site, but like, there should still be a little bit left to the imagination.
Yeah. You know, and
Maybe
some
it's just
as
my
well.
opinion, but
Well, yeah, no, but you're right. And then I think some as well, where, and we understand the whole discretion. But when it comes to single guys as well, I think some of that makes you think twice. Are you being discreet just because you don't want coworkers to know? Or are you being discreet because you don't want your significant other to know, or whatever it may be? There's so many questions on that.
right.
When it comes, again, to this insane amount of, I don't even want to say it's insane, but when the statistics, when it's 1 in 3 or a couple,
Right.
it makes me wonder. So with that, I think we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to hop into a few other things and have some other discussions.
This episode is brought to you by Cassidy.com. Have you ever wished there was an all-encompassing way to find sexy, like-minded people in your area? Well, Cassidy has hit that on the head. The Cassidy platform brings the best of sexy social media, profile searches, rendezvous, party calendars, and travel all into one. Find and make new friends, share your naughtiest of pictures with select friends in your Backstage Pass, and plan your next naughty encounter all at once. Follow the Cassidy link in our tub to try it out free for 30 days. When you join, you'll be added to our community to get some early sneak peeks. You'll also be first to know where you may find us out and about.
All right, welcome back to episode 126. In this half, we are once again going into the Reddit world. And we're going to look at some posts in a swingers subreddit and discuss them between ourselves. There's some interesting things here. And again, there's some of the stuff I see on this subreddit is, all right, is this just somebody fishing? Just somebody trying to bullshit and have fun and see if they get any type of response? Or is this actual?
Mm-hmm.
Some of them on here, though, that we want to discuss right now really do. This first one, I think it could hit home for a lot of people. A lot of people in the lifestyle, especially with younger children, where you're looking for, for babysitting.
Right.
And it really is kind of funny, just the ask. And this is titled, go ahead.
Need help with excuses. Now, honestly, when I first read the title, I was thinking like excuses not to play.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
You know?
Yes.
So
And it's not. It's far
Right.
from that.
So it says, my wife and I recently got into the lifestyle. We're both mid-40s and have been together for 20 plus years. Our issue is we have an older parent living with us. This is great in the fact we have free childcare. But we are running out of excuses as to why we go out on Saturday nights to the local lifestyle club. Any ideas?
So, that, yeah. First, my first thing is excuses as to why we go out on Saturdays. So my first, and I guess the first is, so are we talking every Saturday? Are we, it doesn't give that.
Right.
Because my initial thought is, it is easier to justify if it's
Here and there.
hey, it's monthly date night.
Right.
If it's every Saturday, you can't necessarily have somebody from work in town or a work dinner or I get where you're like, oh, shit. What kind of dumbass stuff can we make up now? Mm-hmm. As you're walking out the house with your go bag and your toys and your lube and your condoms and, maybe, I know from your end, you don't necessarily full out dress in your club wear as we leave the house.
No.
So, are you, is the missus changing there, or is she coming downstairs with grandma sitting there watching the kids in stilettos and, nylons and, dressed like you're going to a club, essentially.
Right.
So again, something I don't know that we've really thought about. And we've gotten to the point. We've had that issue before.
Right. But we've also for a while been where it wasn't something we had to worry about.
And yes, we're well over that point of needing to worry about it. But back in the early days, there was times it was like, all right, how are we going to, figure this out? Or then it was, hey, we're going to go out, but then come back here with friends. So, just watch the kids at your house.
Right. Right.
Overnight because we're out late. Mm-hmm. So let's look and see what some of the responses are. This could be interesting. Oh, well, and so, the first one, this doesn't make sense. We tell our kids we still date and I'm taking her out to spoil her. That's all they need to know.
And that would be
for older kids.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Why do you need an excuse to go on a date night? If your parents are unable to babysit, get a sitter. I think that's a little harsh. But I don't think it hits the point of what they're asking here.
Right.
And the next one, kind of right what I said.
Yeah.
It's date night once a week. Nothing wrong.
Right.
And again, I think, unfortunately,
I mean, there's a couple of them that are like
that are pretty blunt and just shitty. Like, kind of, well, tell them to fuck off. Why do you need to explain? They're not understanding that. Okay, you want to give
a person with a conscience would eventually feel bad about the possibility of the parent living with them feeling taken advantage of.
Exactly.
Because they're there.
Exactly. And that's exactly where I'm going.
I'm sorry to be blunt, but if you're honestly like, well, why do they need to know? Like, you're an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
And think about the fact, would you really do that with your own parent?
Yeah. Exactly. So, again, it goes back to the, hey, is this weekly? Is it, once a month? There's some of those questions. So, there's one here that is pretty lengthy and makes kind of, and does make sense. And this one, it's, hey, I'm chiming in being we too live with a parent. We're having a date night or we're going out with friends and leave it at that. It's absolutely normal to be social. Very occasionally, one of those friends comes by and the kids just happen to be at school on my day off. Oh. just because we're going above and beyond what it means to have a date night or to go out with friends doesn't mean we need to give them details about what it entails. Sure. If we were to suggest that it's happening an awful lot, or that it's odd that I'm going out alone, which doesn't really happen, then I tell them it's perfectly healthy for someone to have friends and go out for a few drinks. All right. If father-in-law were being generally concerned that I might be cheating on his daughter, and to make a real stink, it's time for us to all sit down and shock the living hell out of him and perfectly clear that no one is getting hurt and this is our lives. Okay.
I think we're walking quite a few fine lines there.
Yeah.
But
yeah. And again, it says that the father-in-law has also told us in no uncertain terms that he'd never pry because his father-in-law was a total ass about every little detail about his life, and he hated that. So, again, I think it comes down to the respect. Understand the question.
right.
And the respect of...
Right. I'm not sure we needed as much detail
as that, yeah.
in that response. But...
Yeah. Well, and here, and someone really just ran down and listed some things. Date night, easily used 3 to 4 times a month. That just seems like a lot to me. If you have someone, again, have someone living with you, whatever, I'd love to do that. I'd love to have it once a month.
See, now,
in my world in life, that doesn't exist.
I have a little something that I need to interject, okay?
Okay.
I think that it depends. So when you say, it's the difference between a parent living with them and then living with a parent.
Okay. Oh, without a doubt. So yeah, there's
difference of whose home it technically is.
Sure, that makes a giant difference.
If you're living with them, you're already like.
Mm-hmm. I mean, again, if you're in their house and you're contributing and you're helping and you're paying bills and everything and you're supporting,
right? But
then
still,
because that could work in 2 separate ways.
Right.
I mean, if you get a parent that is sick or whatever, there are people that are going to turn around and go and move into that house to be with them because it may not work in their living situation. So, but again, I see I know what you're saying.
That makes a difference between, at least for me, feeling like.
Taking
something's
advantage.
A little excessive.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah. Number 2 was friends in town. Okay. I mean, that's an easy one to use. Date night. I think I want to go back to that because date night. My thought when you say date night.
Right.
That's dinner and maybe a couple drinks.
Yeah.
If you're out at a club, you're not getting home until 2:30 in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, most of the time. You're closing the club and all that.
Right.
That is way over date night. Like my perception and my thought, hey, it's date night, we're going out. You're going to be home by between 11 and midnight. Mm-hmm. If you go out, because most clubs I know around here, they don't open until 8 or 9 o'clock. Mm-hmm. But date night, you would expect that you leave at 6 to 7 for dinner. So date night is a good one. It's a hit or miss, but I can see where there's, not every week date night and out until 3 a.m.
Right.
So the friends in town, a work event. Okay. I mean, you can get away with a work event.
Depending on what your job is.
What your job is, maybe once a quarter.
Right.
Hey, the people in the office are going out for some drinks or whatever. Okay, great. Running errands. Don't quite get that. If you're going out at night,
most stuff is closed.
Yeah. Even Walmart closes now.
I mean, if we're talking specifically
sure.
a club.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's really what it stated. So a local band playing or trivia night. All right, cool. All of that works. So another one, you're instituting a weekly date night. No excuse needed. It's just expected and part of keeping your marriage strong. That is fair.
Right.
To a point as well. And again, I think a lot of these are kind of just like date night. That's simple. Hey, we're going out. That's all you need to know. I don't see anything really different. Outside of that, here's one. We're going out to a club to meet some friends. No one has ever asked what about the club. But then again, it says this one. If I was ever asked, I'd tell my mother because we're openly poly.
Right.
So if you have that type of relationship, okay, great, and your family knows, wonderful. But again, a very interesting take on it.
Maybe the truth might work. Talk to her and be honest. She might surprise you.
Yeah.
If they're looking for excuses, obviously they don't want to go that route.
Yes, exactly. They know them. They know the person better. All right. Here's one. So, swinging and the new me it brought out.
Okay.
Hello. I am new to swinging and was very hesitant to get in it. Wife was more eager. After a few experience, here's the new me that I'm getting acquainted with. Number 1, initial ED problems. First 2 sessions were embarrassing. I couldn't please the other wife. They were both understanding and still had threesome fun with my wife and and her husband. After it happened, the memory of it was very arousing. Sex with my own wife would be amazing because I saw other men and women totally in lust. Fair. Totally exact.
Right.
I started to accept myself as someone who enjoys watching. And then after a few sessions, I was like, why should I wait for this to be over? Why not now? It began with me and my wife and then be replaced by the other woman, and it was hot. Okay. So that we flip into that comfort. We've talked about that, the comfort level.
Right.
And going through. Number 2, sweet revenge sex. I would be extremely aroused by the sight of my wife being fucked by another man. There were some positions in which she looked hot when being pounded. It would create a sweet jealousy that would make me love the other man's woman while replicating the same passion. It's like you match their energy with your own across and keeps building up. Okay. So it sharing kind of a dominant, I see my wife getting this, so hey, it's clicking in me that I have to do the same, offer the same. Okay. So that's number 2 of what it brought out. Number 3, my suppressed bisexuality. This is the part that surprised me the most. I have never considered myself bi, ever. But lately, if the man is of a certain build and takes a certain level of arousal, then I am doing things I would not normally do. I have licked male bodies and sucked cocks. I have licked cum off my wife's body and then made love to her. I have no idea where that even came from. It's all in, that's that hormonal instinct. Something else changes. 4th, and this is, I think, a big one. I'm not jealous. I always thought that it would have the potential to break my marriage, but I do not see it in that way. Somewhere in the journey, the switch was turned off, and now I don't even know if it really ever existed. That is, we've talked about that in the past as well. You can't have that drama. You can't have that jealousy. Yes, I was a damn jealous person. And I mean, some of these things kind of click right into me as I look at our journey throughout the lifestyle and things that have changed. So, question for listeners is, do you see this and changes? Or are there changes that, as a male or as a female, you've seen in yourself in the journey, and how has it bettered you? So, Mrs., is there anything top of mind from you that you can say it's brought different things out of you? Ooh. Getting deep.
Getting deep. I mean, I think it varies. It's definitely situational, but like it can at times make me more self-confident in my own appearance that I can a lot of times be insecure about.
That, yes.
I don't know.
And I think that's probably one of the things that drives me crazy, because I know you're that way.
Right.
But if it's going to a club or something like that, and get dressed and you're like, oh, I'm just going to do this. Why are you just going to do that? No, do something else as far as clothing wise.
Right. But at the same time,
and it changes you.
I have had some situations where it's honestly just like shitty guys anyway. Yeah. But sometimes there have been situations where it was like, well, maybe if, I wasn't quite showing so much that,
well,
which would kind of
yes.
affect how I then dress the next time.
Yeah, sure. Because there have been uncomfortable situations of like, who the fuck do you think you are? And it was all non-consent. No, it was a lot of shit.
Right.
So, and again, you always risk that. You always run into that. But yes, there have been those situations.
Right.
I get it.
There are also times that I'm like, oh, look, like, I can dress sexy without throwing everything out there. Like that goes back to my comment earlier about, leaving a little bit to the imagination. Like,
yeah. Okay. Yeah, fair. I mean, I think number 3 for you, because since we've been in
suppressed by, but that really didn't take long for me to like.
It didn't. But this is
right.
It changed. So, whether it didn't take long or not, it still brought that out. If it wasn't for the lifestyle.
Right. I would say before we got into the lifestyle, yes, my bisexuality was definitely suppressed. Mm-hmm. And that, like I said, that changed very quickly.
Yeah.
But,
all right. Well, and again, listeners, if there's something that wasn't on these 4 bullet points, we'd be interested to know. Mm-hmm. Hey, this is what changed for the positive for me. Or, I mean, everything's not all unicorn farts and rainbows. Did something unfortunately change differently, negatively? Because of an experience or because of something. Not negatively that it, totally blew up and, and the lifestyle isn't a thing anymore. Mm-hmm. But again, there are things that could be negative that actually become more of a positive. So, Yeah. Again, hit us up on social media or even on email at theburghs@nrtub.com and let us know. We'd be interested to find that out.
Mm-hmm. All right. Anything else?
So, right here, last one. And this one is definitely, I think, something that everybody's going to see or feel or run into at some point. No matter if you've been in for years or you're just brand new. And so the conversation is titled Anxiety and Navigating the Lifestyle Community.
My wife and I have had many conversations about getting into the lifestyle community. I agree that this is something we both want to explore further. The challenge we have is that she has anxiety, and we are both trying to figure out how to navigate this so that we can both enjoy ourselves. We already know we need to move slow, but even then, we haven't figured out where to begin.
All right, background. We've been together for over 15 years and have had a fairly vanilla sex life up until about 2 years ago. The past 2 years, we began to branch out and try new things. Most recently, we've gotten into dom, sub, and bondage and really enjoy those. We often talk about and fantasize about visiting clubs, lifestyle events, and resorts and having uninhibited fun together. Now we're trying to figure out how exactly to do that. So the ultimate questions are, do you or your partner suffer from anxiety? How did you work with it or around it? And any resources that can help us on this journey. So, this is, I think even if you don't have quote unquote diagnosed anxiety, everybody's going to have anxiety the first, not even just the first few times. There's always going to be anxiety walking into a club because you may not know. The crowds are different all the time. They talk about going to a resort. A resort is on our list, but it's like, wow.
I would be the one with the anxiety there.
Yeah. So, there's so much more. This is a tough one for me.
Well, and here's the thing, and the first comment actually says this. Anxiety is a very broad term.
Yes.
Can range from anything from, like a little social anxiety to like full-blown panic attacks and, complete fear of going out in public.
Sure. Yeah.
I think
it's
a clarification of that would be more helpful in people making suggestions.
Yep. Well, and it does come in this next one. And where I was going is it is such a broad term that is, I think, and yes, anxiety is a thing, but I think it become such a broadly used and quickly diagnosed, especially after the pandemic, where you have a conversation with a doctor and they hand you a prescription. Oh, you have anxiety. Here you go. I think there is so much of that. And I don't want to sound like an asshole because, again, gone through it personally.
Right.
And me and you have had those conversations, regarding family and everything. And it's just, I just see to me, it's been one of those, oh yeah, let's put a Band-Aid on it. Oh, you don't feel okay. Oh, you have anxiety. Here, take some Prozac.
Right.
So again, is it really that? Is it just not understanding, where you are? As you said, what point is it? Anxiety. Yeah, you could be OCD. That's considered an anxiety disorder.
Right.
And you could be, I have certain OCD freaking traits about little dumb shit, but I'm not going to lose my mind. But yes, some people, and we have friends that, in a group of large people, you got to get away. You can't, if it is a full-blown true problem, then yes, you have to kind of figure out how you're going to address it. And maybe it's slower. But again, so here, as you said, you read that about.
Right.
So here's the response.
And I just read through the response.
Yeah.
And it kind of.
It still seems like a little vague. And not really. It's hard to tell. I mean, because we're not doctors either. It says she's only ever had a full-blown panic attack once. For her, it manifests as nervousness to the point of shutting down in certain situations. In the bedroom, she prefers not to know much about what we are doing ahead of time, as she tends to get in her head and can't enjoy herself. But if it's more of a surprise, she can go with it, and it's a lot of fun. However, just taking her to a club without telling her ahead of time doesn't feel appropriate. Well, you can't just take her to a club. But I think from that end...
I mean, but even just, going to a club, like, it's not like...
You're going with no expectations is where I was going to go. Like, there's never any expectations when you go to a club. Hey, we're going to go out and have a couple drinks and hang out and maybe dance. And if something, then maybe we have a conversation. If not, it's just us.
Right. And at the same time, like, you can't just take her to a club unless you already know somebody you're meeting there and know that you're guaranteed that,
well, yeah. And that's exactly it.
There's
go
really
with
no way to
expectations.
Surprise.
No. No, and that
I don't mean
that's
to
what
laugh,
it is. Yeah.
but
Yeah. I think with this and anxiety, yes, everybody has it. When we do go to clubs, again, there's always that little bit of anxiety of, is there going to be anybody we know? Are we going to see people that we might know from outside? How's the night going to play? Is there going to be anybody that we click with? Like, there's always those little anxiety things.
Right. So, okay, here's my suggestion. Maybe a club isn't the right place to start with. Maybe something smaller, like, start talking to a couple, meet for dinner, drinks, or a house party, which are usually a smaller, less pressure, less...
I think I'm split down the middle on a house party, because a house party, you're going into someone else's comfort area.
Right.
And
or have your own house party.
And that just creates more. That's extreme anxiety.
Right, but I'm just thinking like something more smaller scale than a club. Like, even for me, the clubs. I mean, how long have we been going to?
A long time.
It's still intimidating for me.
Yeah, and I think
that's just my personality.
Yeah, and I think a club, like my thing with the house party again is, yes, you go to a house party and there may be 8 or 10 couples. Mm-hmm. For your first time, most of the time in those house parties, those 8 or 10 couples know each other.
Right.
You're in there, you're kind of the outsider, but you're at a house party where most of the time the expectation, the plan is we're having sex. Mm-hmm. So I think the pressure of that as compared to going to a club has multiple areas, multiple rooms, different places where if you need to get away, you can move away from the area. You can go to a smoking area. You could even just go into a private room to get away for 10 minutes. I think there's more space where I think the club is almost the best place to go. Mm-hmm. And you can slowly ease into it and adjust that anxiety. Because once you check in, you get something to eat, depending on, I mean, again, here in Pittsburgh area, You check your liquor at the bar. You get a drink. You know, you want to sit by the dance floor. Okay. You want to sit over at the bar, sit over in a corner somewhere, like out of the craziness. But then maybe you want to get into it at the same time. Maybe it's a Friday night at a club as well. Traditionally here, Friday nights are slow.
Right.
They're the slower nights. So I think that would be my take. A resort, oof. I mean, you're spending a lot of money. If resorts, you're talking, you know, hedonism or something of that nature. You know, if it's a day resort, maybe like a Secrets that's down in Florida and you can get a day pass and just kind of go, where essentially it's not really a resort. You know, yeah, they have a restaurant, they have pool, and they have an area to kind of hang out. It's almost more a big hotel. So, yeah, I don't know. It definitely is interesting. I think this next answer.
I mean, I think it's going to take steps. Like,
yeah. So
comfortable with going.
Yeah.
You know?
So here, as we have moments, but we find as we go to parties and interact and find chances where we're comfortable, it started to diminish. Start slow. Go to the club. Maybe just play with each other and move slowly to where you want. So, again, I think that is a good way to go about it. Even though the social situations are somewhat unusual at its core, it sounds like social anxiety. Again, it was so much, like, not totally. Just worked on skills to manage social anxiety with my therapist. My therapist is kink friendly and understood, so I'm honest. I'm trying to say is that work on your overall management and social management. I also take small amounts of THC before going to a club event. And I do not drink. And now you're throwing that into the equation. I mean, when you're at a club, you know, people drink to calm that anxiety and be comfortable. So I think you have to be able to judge that as well, because, like, if you go to a club first time and there's anxiety and you have a few drinks, well, then it's going to be worse as well. So, yeah, I think there's a lot of different things you have to think about. You have to plan.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I think the biggest thing is you don't have expectations. It's a date night. Again, always something interesting. But again, I'm sure listeners have a way that they control anxiety or do different things. So we'll, hey, throw those out there too as we talk on email. And with that, well, we're going to wrap up this episode and get ready for next week's show. Again, as we said at the beginning, hope everyone enjoyed their 4th of July and it was a good weekend. Please remember to pay for your porn. Support content creators, performers, everyone in the industry that have been on the show. It's important to them. There's some award nominations coming up. We will you'll be seeing some of those on social media, so be sure to get on and do some voting on the upcoming award shows. Next bit of travel and go to for us. There might be something coming up in August. We will update everybody there. And then start getting ready for Exotica, New Jersey in October. Between now and then, just still a lot of work, a lot of different things going on. So enjoy the summer, enjoy the heat.
Yuck.
Yeah.
I don't like being cold, but there's a point.
Yeah.
Like,
there's a point where Mrs. doesn't like the heat either.
do without the humidity.
Yeah. Remember to follow us on our social medias. Burgh Couple for Fun on Instagram and Twitter. The Burghs on Facebook and Reddit. Inourtub.com. Mondays at 9 o'clock. Fridays at 1 o'clock on Full Swap Radio. Remember to wrap it before you tap it. Lick it before you stick it. And until next time.
They'll keep the lights on and the tub warm for you.